Hey, welcome back to the Relentless Positivity Podcast. This is Joe Martin. Thank you so much for being here, wherever you happen to be. I don't know where you are, but anyway, we just got back from a nice trip this weekend. We went up to Chattanooga, Tennessee, stayed at Raccoon Mountain Campgrounds. Awesome. Met my cousin up there. He brought his son. I had my son, two 14-year-old boys and two knucklehead adults. Had an awesome time. My cousin Brandon and I, we both grew up going there. Our parents took us there with our families, so it was cool to get back, show the boys around. We went whitewater rafting, through cornhole, football, just hung out in the great outdoors, had an amazing time. So I want to talk about today kind of why you should take your workouts outside. I'm aware it's 1,000,000 degrees out there at most times of the day. Get up early, do a little bit later, whatever it is. But I'm going to tell you the 10 benefits of doing your workouts outside. So we'll get into those today. The first one we're going to talk about, studies have shown it's a 50% greater improvement in mental health over gym workouts. Because for our workouts, we do our workouts outside of my boot camps. You don't have to worry about hair, makeup, dudes hitting on you, I don't know, wherever you happen to be. But all these things, all you have to do is show up and do your workout, you know? And for right now, there's other things you don't have to worry about. We do them outside, socially distanced, all that good stuff. But the middle part of it is you're just there to do your workout, whether you're at an outdoor boot camp, whether you're running, walking, jogging, hiking, playing tennis or sports or outside, 50% greater than the gym workouts. There's more stuff you're worried about in the gym. So when you're outside, it's just there for that activity. So that's number one. That's a pretty good reason right there. Number two, it decreases tension, anger, confusion, and depression. Just being outside. So we are meant to be outside, right? We were not meant to be indoors all day, despite the beauty of air conditioning. Love air conditioning. It's awesome. But we are not meant to be at a desk, number one, for 8, 9, 10 hours a day, inside, hunched over the computers. We're meant to be outside, moving. So your workouts, if you can get them outside, maybe that'll get into that a little bit of the depression and the anger we feel because we're just all tensed up all day. We're supposed to be outside moving, and we feel all that, and our bodies are not meant for it because, you know, thousands of years we haven't been doing this stuff. This is just the past few hundred years that we've been doing this stuff. So getting outside, that's going to decrease those. Number three, it increases rates of exercise compliance, which means you can stick to your workouts better because you're going to start feeling all those things. You'll have a greater mental capacity. You're going to feel better about yourself, less depression, all that good stuff. You're going to want more of that. You know, that's addicting in a good way that you want more of that stuff. So you're going to be able to get through your workouts more often. Plus, if you're just going to go for a run or walk, there's not much you have to do. Put on shoes, hopefully pants. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of pants, but you probably should wear them. And you get outside, you just got to go. Like runners, if you're a runner, you basically spend money on shoes, right? That's all you need. So you basically just, hey, you can get out there and get it going. So that's a little bit easier than, hey, I got to do all this fancy clothes and go to the gym and drive all these places. And otherwise, just get out the door and get it going. So it's going to increase your exercise compliance, which is important. Vigorous outdoor exercise increases energy and alertness better than a cup of coffee. Hey, we all love coffee. Don't get me wrong. But if you're looking at a more healthy way, get out there and vigorous exercise. If you've ever done an early morning workout, pre-coffee, you'll get out there and you're like, oh man, I actually have more energy than I thought I would without the cup of coffee. That's one of the biggest things people tell me is once they start doing their workouts, especially these outdoor workouts, they have more alertness or have more energy than they did before. They can kind of wean off the coffee. Now coffee is just awesome. You know, I quit drinking it for a while just to see if I could do it. Felt good, but I just enjoy coffee, just the taste of it and the routine of it and all that good stuff. So don't be poo-poo on your coffee. But if you're looking to get more energy more naturally, you can start doing that by working out. All right, number 5, increased vitamin D levels. So a lot of that's been in the news a lot with this COVID stuff. The vitamin D is playing a really important role because it affects your immune system. So when your vitamin D levels are low, your immune function is low as well. So getting outside safely, hey, gingers, fellow ginger, we got to do it safely, but being out there, even if you get 15 minutes a day out there in the sunshine, it could do a lot of good for you. Raise that up. I mean, you can also eat it. It's in salmon. It's in cod liver oil. Doesn't that sound like a threat? Somebody makes you drink cod liver oil. It can raise your vitamin D levels. But what if you get out there and get a little sunshine, not get sunburnt, but get out there and get those. So you got to have those to raise your immune function, especially right now. Hey, we all want to look good. We want to get there, feel good and all that stuff. But right now, it's about protecting yourself, right? So get out there, raise those vitamin D levels, get outside. All right, number 6, helps you sleep better at night. Would anybody want some of that? I know when I've been outside, like we went whitewater rafting. And it wore me out, man. We're out there, my neck's all jacked up. No one flew out, thankfully, but you've been paddling out in the sun all day, working hard. You sleep great at night. So I don't think there's anyone that works a manual labor job that has trouble sleeping at night, especially if they're outside. So if you're having trouble sleeping at night, get outside, do a hard workout outside, see if you don't sleep a little bit better at night. It's how you're meant to be, out there working in the sun and all that good stuff. Within reason, be safe, like anything else. All right, number 7. Test subjects scored 50% better on a creativity study after exercising. Now, you have to do that technology free. You can't be out taking a hike with your headphones on or get on your cell phone, all that good stuff. So it has to be technology free, but I don't know what a creativity test looks like. But if you want to score 50% better on it, exercise right before you do it. All right, number 8. No need to worry about germs on the equipment during flu season, COVID season, all that stuff. So sharing equipment, waiting on equipment, worrying about the person who is coughing and sneezing on a piece of equipment before you, where they've been or what they got. You don't have to worry about that stuff. You're not sharing equipment with anybody. You don't have to worry about, hey, has that person washed their hands? I don't know, all that good stuff. And you don't have to worry about waiting on equipment. If you've ever been in a gym and there's that one dude that just posts up on the machine, just the one machine you need, and he's posted up there, or there's people curling in the squat rack. Oh, how dare you. So there's a benefit to that. So you don't have to worry about spreading germs and all that stuff. You can social distance much easier being outside. If you're riding a bike or whatever, you're not sharing a bike. Most people don't share bikes, So anyway, so that's another benefit right there. You don't have to worry about sharing and waiting on equipment. It's a better way to increase your fitness level, especially for runners. We're having to deal with wind and temperature and changes and all that stuff. There's so much more variety with these outdoor workouts rather than, all right, I go to this machine, go to that machine, I do this exercise, do that exercise, and then I go, hey, there's something who said for being in a routine. But routine can sometimes become a rut. So that's what you got to look out for. These outdoor workouts, you can do pretty much anything you want. Your creativity can go crazy. You can pick up rocks. You can use, hey, I'm going to run from light pole to light pole. Whatever you want to do, you can switch it up. There's different routes you can take. There's so much more. And you have to worry about, like I said, temperature, wind changes, terrain, all these different things come into effect. It makes it a little more interesting. Like trail running, I'm not the most coordinated person to run. So I like to go trail running every now and then. I may trip and fall, but it takes my mind off. I'm looking for roots. I'm looking for rocks. This time of year, I'm looking for snakes, mainly. Don't step on the other side of the log. That's where they live. Anyway, so you can just take your mind off so you're not just worried about your run or whatever you're doing, all these things that you can worry about. It's also going to make you a better, more fit person because you have to deal with these things. It's not you're on a treadmill and you know exactly how fast and how far and all that good stuff you're going to go. You have to switch it up and deal with life's elements, much like dealing with life. All right, number 10, the variety of workouts you can do are only limited by imagination. I kind of touched on that a little bit, but take your workouts outside. See if you have weights or if you have bands or something like that, or like I said, you can just do everyday implements, milk jugs, you could do rocks, anything you want to do, just switching it up, getting outside and just use your imagination. I've been doing these workouts outside for a long time and not many of them repeat because we could do so much more. You can switch in the cardio, the core, the strength all together and keep people moving, keep things interesting. It's a great way to do it and not get bored with your workouts, which a lot of people do. So, all right, that's 10 reads. There's probably 100 more we could think about, but think about taking those workouts outside, especially right now with how our country is, what we're dealing with right now. A lot going on with this COVID business. Getting outside is going to be a solving for a lot of you who need to get outside and work out. And right now, like I said, we want to look good. We want to feel better, but we also want to protect ourselves from this disease because we don't know exactly what this thing looks like. But what we do know is when your immune system is kicking on a little bit better, you're going to be better protected. You're going to be healthier. The healthier people seem to do much, much better with this. All right, so that's it for today, 10 on those. All right, so we're going to touch on the Good News Network today. So the good news my friends, Ashley, Derek, and Vandy Gray, so they've raised $3,000 just by selling these homemade bracelets that they've put together. Isn't that pretty cool? So they've raised it for Swim for Melissa. Normally Swim for Melissa, it's what it sounds like. So they go in there and they have this swim meet and these kids, they raise all this money and they can do swimming, but right now, hey, we can't do that right now, right? That's not what we do. So what they did instead is they just said, hey, we're going to sell these bracelets. We're going to still raise this money. It all goes to the Melissa George Neonatal Memorial Fund. So what they're raising this money for is these cameras that they put in there, these babies at the hospital. So the parents can look at their babies no matter where they are on their phone. They can, hey, look, they can be keeping an eye on them. Because Derek and Ashley, when their daughter was in the NICU, they were wearing themselves out. They would go up every second. Oh, she's getting a bath. We got to go up there. She's getting fed. We got to be up there. So neither one of them was sleeping, completely wearing themselves out. Where if they had these cameras, they could be at home and they could go out there. Let's get some rest. We can watch them on the webcam and just, hey, it doesn't mean much to people if you don't know what's going on with that. But if you've ever been in that situation, you know someone that is, that's a huge thing. And they've raised $3,000 just through these bracelets. So think about what small thing you could do like that. This is just her, their little daughter, and her parents saying, here's what we can do. And at $3,000 goes a long way just through some bracelets. So that's pretty awesome. Awesome job. I even wore my Gray Boys shirt. That's the other thing they're doing. So it's a great job, Gray family. Thank you for what you're doing out there in the community. And Swim for Melissa, it's hopefully going to be a great success this year. That's awesome. $3,000 just like that. All right, we're going to wrap it up as usual with our dad joke. So let me ask you this. How do you get a farm girl to marry you? Step one, you have to attract her. I don't know what that means, but I'm pretty sure farm girls like tractors. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. Really appreciate that. Be out there, do what you can. Hey, be like the Gray family. If you see a problem, don't just wait on someone else to do it. You get out there and solve it yourself. Pray you have an awesome day. Thank you so much for tuning in.